strange going on in bonds. I couldn't sleep last night because I was watching bonds until about 1 o'clock in the morning. I know that's a sickness, but and it looked like an asset dump all over the world, on U.S. Treasuries. But it doesn't matter what the reason is. The fact is they're still heavy this morning. I would not be shocked to see them close unchanged today, and I wouldn't be shocked to see them close down 3 because they don't have a lot of intraday reversals in the bonds. But I mean, we're kind of due for one. I think in your case, Chris, you can't overthink this. You have to roll the calls down. You don't touch the puts. You don't touch the puts right now, and you wait and see what happens a little bit. And you hope that that's the worst trade you make. You hope that if you roll the calls from 121 or whatever it is down to 116 or 117, you hope that's your worst trade ever, right? I mean, that's what you do.
100%.
You hope that trade comes back to bite you, because
standard operating procedure.
I mean, I don't see how the bonds can go. I have read plenty of people that think, hey, there's a chance they could crash. There's a chance they could go back to par. There's really ugly things can happen. I don't see it. I don't see it. I think the one role of the Fed is I've talked about this many times. The role of the Fed is to play the role. They serve as catastrophic insurance. And, when you give up $4 or $5 trillion in market losses in a week in the bond market, the Fed is eyeing the bonds really closely. And I don't think they're going to let too much more damage happen in the bond market.
That's their purse strings. The bonds are their purse strings.
They own the get out of jail free card in there. So let's see what happens. But if you had told me before this whole move, I would have said 115 was the floor, and they got all the way down to under 112. So I don't know. I think you just got to be mechanical about it and roll the calls down.
Okay. Do you think it helps if I roll it to June?
No, not yet. I don't think it does. It's not the same in the bond options. The liquid, it's liquid enough, but I think most of the activity is still in the front month. There's plenty. The Ivy rank was over 100 yesterday. I would sell May. What would you do?
I would sell May.
Yeah, we're both selling May.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
You got it, man. Good luck. Good luck to you out there. We're gonna go to and sad enough when 30/VX50 on the VIX. You're looking at a 3% move today. I mean, that's really that's what you're looking at. Downers Grove, Rob in Downers Grove, what's up?
Hi guys, let's keep talking about bonds for a minute. So, I guess I'll back up. My problem has always been size. I think, I've been calling it. I think I learned my lesson getting the back of my hand slapped for the last time. I'm not big enough for that because I sold when they were down 100, and then all of a sudden they were up 165, and I was screaming at myself in the car on the way to wherever I was going. With that being said, I feel like I've been very mechanical this whole time. And bonds, I've been mechanical with bonds. I had a couple strangles in there. No big deal. I rolled up the puts as we started to rally into my short calls. And then I don't know how you could even begin to plan for a move like this. I'm really, really hoping for a rally here so that I can basically lessen my loss and then completely clean house on my bond position and turn around. I mean, you tell me if this is realistic. I'm waiting for some sort of announcement or some sort of something, tweet, whatever it is, similar to what we had the other day, so that I can basically take advantage of that very brief situation that I think is going to happen before we go back into the red on the bonds and get out of my position essentially, and maybe even turn around, but I'm not sure. In the same sense, crude oil, but I have a smaller position in that, and I don't expect anything to be said that'll reverse crude oil another, what do I need it up? I don't know, $6. What do you guys think about that as far as my hypothesis with the bonds as it stands right now before something like that happens?
I mean, I'll go first. Given the current level of implied volatility in the bonds, which is extraordinary, we haven't seen this. We haven't seen this kind of bond vol for. Let me just pull it up real fast on my screen. Just
Tom, the Ivy rank is 124 in ZB /ZB.
I know.
Have you ever seen that before?
Never. And
and vol is usually it's 20. It's 20. I mean it's usually in the single digits.
I mean
6, 7, 8.
The expected May. My bond positions are in May. The expected move in May is 550.
We've done that in the last 3 days.
No, I know that. But
Over that.
yeah, no. I understand. That's why, I'm not going to panic in my bond position. I think I've never seen, 5.5 point expected move, in bonds. I've never seen, I've never seen 124 IV rank or plus 20 volatility in there. It's kind of extraordinary. So I think you could be absolutely right. I think you could see a move of, I think you could see a move that would knock your socks off, which might mean like up 3 points, up 4 points in the bonds.
Yeah, but you don't want to put that.
No, I don't want to put that. I'm not playing for that, but I think you could see that.
Well, as somebody in my position, I am playing for that. I have to. That's the only way I can reduce my size is if I get some sort of relief and then just wash my hands of it. Is that? I mean, I'm not going to roll down my calls. I need in order for me